Mine didn't even open. It bent.
He's a bitch, AJ. I got mine open.
This thing bent. I never seen that before. Can I get a good angle without spilling on my computer? It just did. Oh, shit.
You spilled a little bit. Well, it's failing the can review.
I know, right? Damn.
Did you actually get your computer?
No, I got my desk. Welcome to the first ever episode of the Beer Belly podcast, starring myself, AJ, and along with me, as always, is Mr.
John.
That is right. And yeah, I mean, so we're starting off this podcast in the middle of quarantine, which
why the fuck not? If we're gonna pick up a habit, this is the best, the easiest and best habit you can pick up.
True. I mean, I will say maybe. I mean, it is both an ideal time for it, but maybe not also production-wise anyway. Because I mean, obviously, when we're able to get out of quarantine and stop social distancing, then we can do this together in person. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That way we can have some high-quality camera work going on. You know, some higher, basically just more HD.
Some nice man hugs and whatnot.
Exactly.
I miss your touch, AJ. Oh, I said it in front of my girlfriend.
I miss your musk. I needs it.
All right.
But yeah, so today's episode, as you can tell from the title, we're gonna have a little hazy day with some hazy IPAs. John and I, we're not like the biggest hazy IPA fans.
No. Now,
but go ahead.
I feel like the reason is it came so late into the game.
True.
Before we were just IPA, double IPA, triple IPA people. I don't ever really remember seeing hazy IPAs when we started picking up IPAs.
Not that often. I feel like it took about a couple years into us doing that before we started seeing it more often. And so now I feel like we're in like a hazy IPA renaissance, if you will. Like everything's hazy nowadays.
Jesus, everything's hazy.
Right? And it's like, so, I mean, I guess to give, we're going to have stories throughout episodes of this podcast, I imagine. We're going to break into story mode. So before we actually start opening some beers, which we have 3 today for y'all.
AJ can't do it.
Bathroom breaks are going to be mandatory for the show, I imagine.
No, you got to hold
edit
it
around.
That's what's going to make it the best. Because I know how you get when you drink and you need to pee.
I have. Okay, so I was like in a past life a squirrel. I became a human in this life, but my bladder is still the same size.
I still think you're a little squirrel-like, so you know.
I'll give you that. I climb the occasional tree and eat an acorn every now and then.
I respect
fresh off the ground. Well, so yeah, this first one we have here is going to be by Browage West. Picnic Lightning is what it's called. It's a hazy IPA. The art for it is actually really, really cool. Yeah. Again, I can't wait till we can have some HD camera work right now, so that way we can actually show off the art of the bottles and cans we're going to be consuming. But we will definitely be able to revisit beers as well, especially for you that's listening and watching. Perhaps, I mean, if there's any suggestions you guys have for future beers or wines and spirits, whatever, whiskey even maybe, then we'd love to be a part of it and love for your suggestions.
Now, AJ,
what's up?
I'm not gonna drink another beer that's crappy. The same beer that's crappy. So I need you to backstep.
Right. Okay. Don't walk us into something that we're gonna have to.
I didn't commit to that.
That's true. That was not preordained before we talked details in this podcast, right? So, I mean, it's first episode. We're going to figure things out. We may add segments in the future. And if you guys have any suggestions, hit us up on Twitter and Instagram, BeerBellyPod, at BeerBellyPod, that is, BeerBellyPod@gmail.com as well. Please let us know. We look forward to your suggestions. I can't wait. Yeah. Any challenges you guys have?
Suggest anything. We'll do it.
I'm ready. We are hoes for beers, so let's do it. So we start off with our first taste?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
cheers,
do it.
Sir.
Cheers.
Oh, interesting.
That's not bad.
It has a darkness to it a little bit.
Yeah, but the actual color is haze.
Right. Yeah, it definitely has that hazy.
But yeah, I feel that. You know.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Actually, not bad. Again,
I don't know.
For this being, you know, our first episode and such, just disclaimer, it's not going to be just being us being ooh and ah and oh throughout the entire episode. We will probably have some editing here and there for time's sake as well. So just keep that in mind. It won't be like an hour of us just gushing about how much we like a particular beer or dislike it for that matter.
This beer definitely has like a cream taste to it.
Really? I don't.
You're not getting that?
Okay. Maybe I just got a little bit of that. I was about to disagree with you, but I think I can sense that a little bit. Not overly, not overbearing though. Like I'm not a big like orange Julius orange cream kind of guy, and that's not what I'm getting. Definitely not that strong of a note, but it's there. But definitely hazy forward, I'd have to say. Good amount of carbonation. It's full in flavor, more than I'm used to with hazy IPAs. I don't think we mentioned, but this is a 6.8 if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah. 16 ounce can, 1 pint right here. One thing I'll mention also about the beers we're having today, I feel like they were no more than $5 to $10 for each of them, right?
No,
pretty damn cheap. Affordable.
Yeah. It's a good time to be a beer drinker.
Absolutely, yeah. We went to this little spot in Tustin that we would recommend you guys go to. It was actually pretty cool. What was the name of the spot again?
Barley's Liquor and Wine, right?
Was it Barley's? Okay, yeah, but Barley's Wine and Spirits or something like that.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty cool. It was fun. We have a local spot near where you used to live and where I currently still live that we go to that we will probably resort to going and shopping to eventually.
Party house.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But I kind of like this Barley spot because it was like that, but maybe a little bit of a cleaner joint, a little classier, if you will, as far as like the atmosphere of the store. You know, not to knock Party House.
No, not at all. They've always had a great selection. I mean, that was our go-to spot for what, 6 years, 7
They're
years?
Extremely reliable as far as stock goes and stuff. Like I love what Party House has to offer. I appreciate that very much.
Do you remember the days we'd hang out, just walk in and just find whatever beer we can find that just stood out?
Mm-hmm. I mean, go ahead.
I feel like that was a time when everybody was experimenting, even like bigger brands like Stone. Because now I feel like they have their established 5, and then they have like a rotating 6.
Yes,
not 6. The 6th one is usually rotating.
Yeah, that's
back then. I remember we'd walk in and it was like 10 different Stone IPAs. Those days.
I do too. I feel like now they definitely have a solidified system, which works. I mean, obviously they're like the most popular brand that makes IPAs, I imagine. I mean, I'm sure there's more well-known brands out there like Samuel Adams, who has their Rebel IPA, even though it tastes not great. I mean, but it's a popular name, so therefore it may sell better for all we know. But as far as flavor, I mean, Stone, they may not be my favorite brewery nowadays, but at the same time, they have quality. Like they are consistent with quality. They have their go-tos, like Delicious IPA. You can't exactly go wrong, especially if that's the only IPA available somewhere where you're at.
I like it. I was drinking it for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seems like it's pretty universal. I mean, if it's between that and, Lagunitas IPA, probably not going to get the Lagunitas.
Yeah, I think that's a fair example. I mean, so one thing I talked about when we went shopping for these beers together, social distancing and with my masks and all, of course.
We only made out twice. I mean
2.5. Be honest. don't shame our
I'm
love.
Sorry, I shied away a little bit.
It's okay. I knew you wanted me anyway. It's all right. I knew the vibes were there. I felt it hard. My goal is to try to make you spit take while you're drinking your beer eventually while we do the show.
Good luck. I hope it's when we're doing it live with each other so I could do it all over your face.
Oh, damn. It wouldn't be the first time you did it all over my face.
No, it would not. No, it would not.
If only your girlfriend next to you can hear us right now.
She can't hear your end, but she can hear what I'm saying.
Yeah. I've seen his end. Just so you know. She'll listen to the episode.
Oh,
at least I hope you do. Anyway. Yeah, well, I forgot what point I was going to make. Oh, I was just saying, like, obviously we want to be able to get sponsorships from this show. That would be really fun. That's a big goal for us. So if you happen to own a microbrewery or manage just something like simple, like maybe you happen to make your own little brews, we would love to be able to take part in something like that.
I mean, I am an absolute supporter of microbreweries, 100%. I think they make the best beers. Easy. And the most variety.
Yes. Variety is a big thing. Taking chances is a part of variety. Like, are they going to make stouts? Are they going to try to make stuff that people don't usually have. Are they going to do lagers and ales? Are they going to throw in a pilsner and stuff like that? And I feel like a lot of places do. But one thing that contemporary breweries that were once amazing have shied away from is potency nowadays.
Oh,
but that's one thing I'm proud to be able to say with this podcast, at least for this first episode and for the next couple that we have in the can, or that lined up, I should say. We have some potent beers coming our way, some lighter than others, but also some big boys coming along as well.
So and let me just throw this disclaimer out right now. The only reason we're drinking tinier alcohol content is because for the pod.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I don't know about you, but the first beer I look at a restaurant is the one that has the highest content. IPA, strongest content. Absolutely. I will shy away from anything under 7.0. Unless
understandably so, right? Yeah. I mean, rounding up, at least the beer we're having is almost 7, which is good. But
almost doesn't mean it is.
No, absolutely. Doesn't mean it tastes like it is either, for sure. Which is the biggest thing. I mean, potency is one great thing, but actually, like, tasting that is a whole other.
Yeah, it's something else where you're like, ooh,
yeah,
that hit. So, how are you enjoying the beer now that it's kind of been out in the open? The air has gone in it a bit.
I'm appreciating it. Like, if we were at a bar somewhere just chilling together and we had the girls with us, I would be enjoying it. Is it my favorite hazy I've ever had? No. I would say that there's this shout out to Gold Rail Brewery out in Pasadena, I believe is the area. I might be butchering the area. I might have to Google that. While we're recording, I just spilled my beer a little bit.
Oh, no, you drunk.
But anyway, they had a really nice hazy that I forget the brewery that made it, but it was really nicely done.
Gotta visit it.
Oh, yeah. I can't. Oh, it's in Glendale. Pardon me.
Okay. LA County.
Yeah, LA County area, greater Los Angeles area for sure. But anyway, yeah, I can't recommend that spot enough for good cocktails. They make really fun cocktails, and they have a pretty good beer selection, I'd say, as well.
Ooh, you got me all excited.
Oh, now, it's a fun little spot.
I gave you a can that I'm looking forward to you to try. It's a hazy. It's the one that changed my mind about hazy IPAs.
Mm-hmm.
Did you show your dad it?
I haven't shown him yet because I'm afraid he's going to drink it. And that's the God's honest truth. I did not want to show him that beer just for the sake of the risk of him wanting to drink it, especially when he sees that it's by the great Russian River Brewing Co. It'll be over. If you can't tell by our body language, two of us are pretty big fans of Russian River Brewing Co. If you're unfamiliar with him, check him out on Instagram. I mean, try their beers. They're now more widely available and commonly available than ever before, and for good reason. Like, they deserve the publicity that they've gained over the past 4 years.
Yep.
Do you want to tell them what IPA you got me?
Oh, Mind Circus IPA.
It's a kind of a rarity, quite the rarity.
Yeah, I mean, until recently, I hadn't seen them anywhere else besides the actual brewery itself that's up in Sonoma County.
Has anywhere else actually carried it? I have never been anywhere where it's been on a menu.
Bartley's. Remember I told you we saw the post where they actually had it in bottle.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you brought that up when we got there. You're absolutely right.
So the story behind me getting the beer is we took a trip up to Napa Valley and San Francisco. A group of us. It was what? You, myself, and Peter, and then our ladies, of course. It was
going to be like a triple date excursion, if you will. Yeah.
AJ, we got pictures of you with somebody. she's imaginary, but she's there.
So unfortunately, my girlfriend got very ill. Right, this is months ago. When did we go? Was it late February?
January.
Yeah.
The end of January. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. There you go. Leading into February, and yes, you're right. And unfortunately, my girlfriend got really, really sick with bad flu-like symptoms and developed a little bit of bronchitis as well. So unfortunately, she couldn't make it. But anyway, you were saying.
So we went up there. We went to the Russian Brewing Co. This was something I've always talked to AJ about doing for years.
Yes.
Years.
Because you had gone without me a couple times because you wanted to go
just the one. Enough. Just the one time.
I respect it. I'm not mad. If anything, I was sad I didn't go the first time.
So we do that trip, and literally 2 weeks later, Russian River releases their annual beer that they only make for 2 weeks out of the year, Pliny the Younger.
Legendary.
I literally 2 weeks after that trip, I hopped in a car with my girlfriend and we drove up there to get the bottles because it was the first year they were making the bottles.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wasted. So it was an 8-hour drive up, and then we waited in line for another 5 hours.
Shit.
Yeah,
which is common though for Pliny the Younger.
I mean, better plan next time. I would rather stay at a hotel and sleep and show up, not do an 8-hour drive just to wait in another 5-hour line.
Right.
And it's a limit of three pours, 10 ounces each. So I had my 3, and then I had my girlfriend's 3 because she doesn't drink.
That's no. You were destroyed then, I imagine.
We must have finished it in like 45 minutes to an hour, I would say. And trashed. I mean, and it got to, and we had to pretend like she was still drinking some of hers and I was still drinking some of mine. So there were a few of them that I either shotgunned or I kind of downed a little bit, and then I downed my other one really quick.
Yeah.
So good 60 ounces in me. And then I go into the actual store and they have the Mind Circus there. I don't remember going into that store. I sure as hell don't remember buying a hazy IPA. Not at all. So something I did leave out was the first time we went up the group, they didn't have Mind Circus, and I wanted to try Mind Circus because it's still an IPA, and I'm an IPA lover.
You asked about it.
And they didn't have it. They just didn't have it at that time. Mm-hmm. So Drunken John bought a few, and it changed his mind on hazy IPAs. So Mind Circus.
Yes.
It'll change your mind.
Way to go. I actually, to be honest with you, enjoy your drink for sure. I was going to say, I was questioning, I wanted to ask you whether or not we should feature it in this episode since we're currently covering hazy IPAs, but I think I look forward to featuring it in a future episode though.
I have a different episode in mind that I'd like to.
Ooh. We'll talk about it outside.
I think
after this, but I like where your head's at though. Wherever you're going, I trust you. That's awesome.
You should trust me, baby.
I'm almost done with this. Are you down to move on to the next one?
So I'm gonna leave just a little bit, because I want to compare the color.
Nice.
To the next one.
We're figuring things out. Episode 1. John the Genius. What up? Cool.
Well, I'm going to step to my mini fridge that's right behind me.
Go ahead.
I'm still here, AJ.
Yell at the people from afar. Oh my God, where'd he go? He's gone. He's a ghost. John the Ghost is my favorite. Actually, John the Ghost is pretty good. Shout out to John O'Callahan III, lead singer of the Maine.
Got it.
I need to freeze frame that image. That might be the thumbnail for this episode.
All right, so now we're gonna do the Peace, Love, and Hazy IPA.
Yeah, show the people.
Oh man, this can is beautiful. I really appreciate.
When I saw it, I had to pick it. I had to pick it.
Clever titles and beautiful cans win me over.
The other IPA that I got my dad by the same brewery, it had a similar art style to it. He liked that one a lot.
I was gonna ask, did he like it?
He liked it a lot. So I'm hoping. Oh shoot! I just bumped the fuck out of my mic. Pardon me.
So you drunk?
Yeah, I'm getting there. But but anyway, he loved it a lot. He drank it immediately.
So and this one is an 8.0% alcohol.
So
8%.
Basically, it should be a double, but it's like considered a single, at least by the brewery standard.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, yeah.
This is actually by Wild Barrel Brewing Company for those of you watching and listening. So Wild Barrel Brewing Company, shout out. Let us know what's up. We'd love to feature more of your beer in future episodes. So, email us, beerbellypod@gmail.com, at beerbellypod on Twitter, Instagram. We got to make a TikTok eventually, too. Probably of our bellies.
That would be fun. I would love to. I mean, the after effects of what the alcohol does to us, and when we're together.
When we actually, I mean, we'll figure out something remotely for the time being. But when the time comes for us to cuddle, best believe there's going to be some more video content. All right, you ready, sir?
Yeah. Let's do this.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
Oh. Whoa. Okay. I feel like we're gonna the audience is gonna learn to anticipate our reactions before we give them. They're like, here comes AJ's O, here comes John's
Maybe we should change it. Maybe I should say O.
Keep them on their toes.
Yeah.
Keep you that's watching right now. You ain't gonna see it coming. 10 episodes later.
What are you getting from this, AJ?
I'll admit, not as much as the previous. Not as much crazy wild flavors going on. Maybe I didn't give the first beer enough credit, but it had a lot of flavor going on, a lot of citrus, a lot of haze to it. This one, let me give it another go.
Yeah, you should. I don't think it's too heavy.
It's not too heavy.
No.
It tastes it, but it doesn't fully taste like a brutish IPA either. That's not a word I can use. I look forward to using that term and eventually in the show, but it's not overpowering in flavor. It's not the most flavorful thing, really. It's all right.
So this was the first IPA.
Okay.
Hazy IPA.
Wow! Holy crap!
Yeah.
Wow! Thank you. That was such a great idea that you had before recording. Color comparison all the way.
I was thinking about it when I was buzzed. So
smart man. Some of the most creative ideas. What is it? Write drunk, edit sober. I forget who
we've
says
done that a few times actually.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know us personally, we have a band called Ivory Gold that John and I were very deep a part of. We do our own things now. We actually have a current podcast that we do, SD Geek Podcast, STGEEK, and then
SD
podcast.
Geek.
Yeah, SD Geek, where we talk movies, comics, and TV shows, and video games. And we love that show. We just recorded our 80th episode before doing this one.
Here's a nice tidbit about it that I don't think we ever really say on the actual pod, but we all agreed on an actual name for what the ST means. Do you remember it?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
I was there. Should we say it?
I think so. I mean, so they got to listen to this if they want to know.
Okay. Well, let me say this. We agreed to let it be the name, but to give full credit, it was John's idea to name it this. For the ST and ST Geek to mean this. You did.
And we should say that before, I don't even remember when we stopped doing it, but for at least a good 30 episodes straight, we were changing the ST.
Yeah, for fun.
Do you remember the very first one?
Well, that was an accident on your end. That was so. John says ST Geek, sexually transmitted geek, is what it officially stands for.
That was the very first.
But when John goes to say it again, because so before we recorded the episode, we were thinking like, fuck, we all came in with different names for the podcast. I had like some overly complicated one that I like still, which is Geekonometry. And Peter had some that were interesting. And then John had some that were interesting. And one of his was, before we recorded, he's like, oh yeah, sexually transmitted geek, because it's going to be infectious. It's going to be catchy. And I agreed. But when it's John's time to actually announce it on the podcast, what do you say?
Sexually transmitted.
No. Sexually transmitted.
Dramatic.
Yes.
Dramatic.
So rape is not funny. No. But essentially that's what he called our podcast. Episode 1, quick bit 1. which we got to do quick bits for this podcast too.
I'd be down.
Yeah, we'll call it like a beer belly moment or something like that. Whatever.
Beer belly moment.
But if ever, just to throw it out there then for you that's watching and listening, if there are any moments that you want us to like make a little quick bit to like show people like, yo, like put it on social media, let us know which moments in each episode to do, because I'm down to do it. You can just, again, email us beerbellypod@gmail.com, @beerbellypod on everything, essentially.
I was hiding them, but I thought, you know what, it's a beer pod. Why wouldn't I do it?
Yeah.
So people want to hear the intensity of the burp from the beer, right?
Yeah. I think that was actually, if I had to give it any adjectives, a politely crisp burp.
Yeah, it wasn't overly barbaric.
Yeah, no. You're not a Viking, I'm afraid to be sexually traumatized from.
So, what is the actual name that the three of us agreed on?
SD Geek.
No, they're the actual meeting, though.
Well,
you don't remember?
We did finally agree. I mean, in my heart, in our hearts, it's always going to be sexually translated geek. It's stuck in my head now. But
you actually said translated.
Transmitted. Sorry.
Yes, there you go.
IPAs are starting to take effect. But anyway, so again, sexually transmitted geek will always be in our hearts, but seek the geek.
Oh,
it is like, for when we ever get some good sponsors, we'll just say, seek the geek, but ST Geek for short, But anyway, that podcast is available on every podcast app that you can think of. So whatever your favorite is to use, Spotify, whatever, it's there for you. iTunes, Podcast Addict is what I prefer.
Just a teaser. I'm gonna wait until you're done with this can.
Ooh.
I'm gonna ask you a question that
Please.
You kind of briefly brought up on the previous pod on one of our more recent ones that I'm going to ask you. But I'm going to wait until you're a little bit more intoxicated.
I'm pretty intoxicated now. It caught up with me quickly.
I mean, yeah.
We talked about it before recording this, but for you that's watching and listening, whatever, however you're enjoying this, I hope you are. I was saying, like, the audience is going to see our slow descent, or sometimes probably quick descent, from intelligible to just
speaking
to
gibberish.
Single digit IQ.
Yep.
It's going to be bad. But
terrible.
If you guys have any polite suggestions, like be a good human being, don't be a trash talking, whatever.
Yeah, then find a different pod.
Yeah, just move on. Don't waste your time if we're not your cup of tea or cup of beer, whatever. But at the same time, I was just thinking, I don't know. Just give us suggestions if there's things that you like about what we're doing. If there's things that you don't feel are as necessary, we're open to constructive, polite criticism.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. That's all. Because cool. I feel like sometimes, I mean, the problem, a problem with our friendship, but also a great thing about our friendship is sometimes we say terrible things, but with goodness in our hearts. We have good intent, but every once in a while we. So I was listening back to our Lighthouse episode from SD Geek. This turned into a commercial for SD Geek, I guess, by the way. But so there's a scene in the movie The Lighthouse, a movie we reviewed on that podcast, right, where Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson, or as Peter likes to say, Robert Pattinson, they get super drunk together. And there's a point in the movie where they're like one of them is laying on the other guy's legs, and they're just talking about how much they hate each other.
Oh, man.
And you said that directly made you think of our friendship. And while I can't think of exact moments where we've said that, unless you're just referring to us calling each other terrible people.
I couldn't remember, to be honest with you. I may have been intoxicated when I watched that. We recorded that pod.
Maybe. Occasionally we do get intoxicated for that show too. Not as often.
I'm sure it's happened. I think it just reminded me of two guys being so wasted that they could barely stand.
I'll give you that. So what are some reviews that you would give for this beer right now? The Peace, Love, and Hazy IPA by Wild Barrel.
It's better than the first Hazy IPA.
Ooh, okay.
If I saw this at my favorite place to eat, Tustin Brewing Co., I'd probably get it again.
Nice.
I don't think I'd buy myself a bottle, but like if my only options are, other IPAs that aren't as good, and this one, it's the best one.
Okay, I gotcha. At least out of the two right now, that's one that you would order at a restaurant.
Yeah,
gotcha. Easy. I agree with that. I mean, I would, if I recognize the name of the first one, which again, I'll say again, I might butcher the pronunciation. It's a little funky. The Brouwerij West Picnic Lightning. Yeah,
Picnic
I mean,
Lightning. I like the name.
I might go at it again, but that one's by Brouwerij West is the brewery, if I'm not mistaken, from San Pedro.
Oh, wow. That's not that far from me.
No, nice. How about this one? I don't know where they're from. Does it
San Marcos, I think it said.
San Marcos?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Oh, yeah, San Marcos, California. So 2 Californian beers so far. Go figure.
We are very blessed to live in California with our microbreweries.
Yeah, we're kind of blessed bitches in that regard for sure. Like, I understand that there's going to be people out in like the wilderness that hopefully if you're watching, let us know where you guys are from, by the way. Let us know where you're from. Where are you watching or listening to this from? It'd be kind of cool for analytic purposes. I'm down. And if there are cool like beers or whiskeys or wines from where you're from, let us know so that way we could potentially look into it, maybe order them to us, because that would be sick.
That'd be so down.
I look forward to learning about so many different types of not only beer, but whiskeys and maybe even wines from this in future episodes. I mean, I will say I definitely see this. I mean, we're the Beer Belly podcast, so primarily beer, but I look forward to our wine and whiskey episodes as well.
And it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Especially the whiskey one.
Beer Belly pod, beer, whiskey, wine, you know? I imagine that's what it's going to be. I can't wait.
All day.
But I still have a decent amount of this one left. I'm not drinking it that fast.
I think it's because the first one hit me so hard so fast that I stopped.
Right. I apologize to you who are watching the video version. You can still see me on cam, but I do need to work on my lighting. So by next episode, I'll do what I can to get better lighting for myself.
How's my lighting?
You're good. You're good. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have maybe like a ring light for yourself. Let those brown eyes really shine. But you look good. That's the angle we want. Yep, that's the one.
Oh, yeah.
That forearm love. Oh, even better. Nice.
Better. Yeah.
Yeah, so much. Nice. There's that pretty face. Oh, holy shit. I'm so stuffed.
Yeah, this beer is so stuffed. Stuffing. Oh.
I'm
full of stuffing.
I'm glad you ate some dinner before this because, I haven't eaten since breakfast. But I think I'm doing okay so far. But an hour after
you're done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm saying like an hour after we're done recording, I'm going to probably text you later drunkenly and say, what did you do to me?
It wouldn't be the first time.
Thus leading back to being sexually transmitted. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It happens.
Full circle. Yeah.
What happens in Vegas, right? Even though we don't live in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
How much more of that candy you got?
Probably like a quarter of it, actually, yeah.
So you're at, let's just say, Yard House.
Yeah.
Your only two options are standard Stone Delicious.
Thank you.
And this IPA. Which one would you do? Peace, Love, and Hazy IPA.
I'll admit, I would like to think that this name of the beer is catchy enough for me to remember it by name anyway. And so I might, for the sake of variety, go for it. But Delicious IPA, as I mentioned earlier slightly, it's like an all reliable beer to me now. Like, I know that wherever I'm at, if like there's a movie theater nearby that actually has that on tap, and back when movie theaters were
all
so
gold,
open,
baby, right? You see that as a selectable option?
I know I'm going to be taken care of.
Yeah. Well, I feel that way about what is it? Elysium?
Elysian Brewing?
Elysian. That's what it's called. It's been so long now.
Space Dust IPA or what?
Space Dust.
Yeah.
That's the other one that I feel like I see more often than the Stone Delicious.
Oh, absolutely. It is more popular. I mean, but I feel like that's like the one beer that Elysian Brewing has that everyone knows.
It's the staple beer.
Yeah, it's certainly the flagship, whatever term you want to use. I mean, I feel like they tried to make Dayglow happen, and I do appreciate Dayglow. That had a little bit of a citrusy hop to it. It could have been because it tasted citrusy to my mind. I don't know about you, but I definitely tasted some notes of
never had
it. Never? With the tiger and the holographic?
I know what it looks like.
It looked like a hype-ass Pokemon card.
Well, one of us like Pokemon cards.
You like Pokemon.
I did.
You were watching openings like a couple months ago.
And I was also watching Binging with Babish about 3 weeks ago, but
it's over.
It's over.
Fair enough.
It happens, AJ.
This is about to become a topless podcast because it's getting hot in my room right now.
No, you gotta get hot. That's what the alcohol does. That's how you enjoy it. In the sauna of your own sweat.
Oh, you reminded me of Steve Carell. Sin and I recently watched Crazy Stupid Love together.
That's with Paul Rudd, right?
That's not with Paul Rudd. Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling.
Oh, Crazy Stupid Love, yeah. And Yvonne and I watched that like 2 weeks ago.
Nice. We watched that was it last night? No, a few nights ago. But it was good to revisit it. It was good to revisit.
AJ,
just like sweat.
Was that the movie that did it?
What do you mean?
When your dad could have walked in on this.
That was certainly. I was telling Sin, my girlfriend Sin, about it. And just like I told Sin, that was kind of an inspiration for a new era of yours and for our friendship, essentially. I think it inspired a little bit of shenanigans that we got into. We got into old fashions at the time a bit. We got into drinking whiskey. We shopped well, clothing wise, for ourselves pretty often. We were in good shape. We were dating. Well, we're currently dating, but we're now happily
girlfriends
dedicated.
Just don't know.
Yeah.
We're basically married.
Yeah, low key, high key married.
They know. They've accepted it.
They understand that they might be main bae, but they're not first bae. That's
what I tell Sin all the time. Do you know what I tell Sin all the time?
I want to hear it again.
The mistress always gets the most gifts.
Gets the most what?
Gifts.
Nice. Yes. Yep. Spoil with those pearl
I'm
necklaces.
driving the fancy cars, baby.
New phones, new shoes, what app? So
happens.
bad. But it does happen. It is a true story. It's true.
Oh,
what?
I'm gonna call you out on this one.
Oh boy, here we go.
So your girlfriend called you out about
oh shit
Stranger Things.
Yep. Season, yeah, in general.
No more excuses.
You know what?
No, I get it though. You'll get hit regardless.
I will, because she's being cool and saying, "Hey, I support you, babe. You have a podcast to run. If you need to review shit in a timely fashion, by all means." But at the same time, I talked with her about it after because we met up like the next day, and I was like, "So do you really mean that?" And she's like, and I was like, exactly.
Yeah,
like she supports
exactly.
me, but at the same time, she wants to enjoy it together.
You'll get cut.
Cut, not literally, and from the podcast.
Oh yeah, it'll happen. Replace AJ with the broom.
Dang, the hashtag is shifted. For anyone listening who's unfamiliar, we are again our SD Geek podcast, the other podcast we do, movies, gaming, comics, TV shows, all that shit. So there's an ongoing thing where for Stranger Things, especially for season 3, when we reviewed it, pretty much John and Peter had to do that on their own because I did not grind through it fast enough. Because it's a series that my girlfriend and I have watched together episode for episode since season 1. So it's kind of a tradition. Yeah, and you know what? Did I mainly make it up? Yeah, but I can't imagine watching it without her though. She's a good gal. Sounds like some musty ass shit, AJ.
So we're giving him a time limit. No excuses. He has 1 week after it launches. If not, we're gonna ruin it.
True.
Now, we played a cruel joke on AJ beforehand.
Great joke.
Where we kicked him out. I'm such a bastard. Of course I come up with the most devious shit.
It was good.
And I said, AJ, get out. Peter and I are about to talk to the fans. And we said that we were going to make up fake spoilers throughout the entire pod just to ruin it for you. And how much of it at any point did you ever believe we were full of shit?
I was definitely hoping so. Yeah, I was certainly hoping for it. But at the same time, I was like, how much is this fucking true? Elle can levitate? Okay, I can actually, I guess I can kind of see that coming. Is it where she goes from levitating to learn how to fly? I guess that's within the realm of the possibility of the show. Sure, why the fuck not? That was the one quote unquote spoiler that I remember you guys saying that stuck in my mind forever. But at the same time, I was hoping and praying that you guys were just fucking with me, which I think for the most part ended up being true.
I think only one thing was like actually a spoiler, and the rest were all bullshit.
Yeah, no,
because we have to do it. At that point, you wouldn't even know what was real and what wasn't.
Well, I appreciated. I mean, it was still a good time watching it. I enjoyed. Dude, the 3rd season of Stranger Things is pretty tight.
It's the best.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, the first one is like the introductory. It was cool. It was simpler. So I appreciated it for what it was. And then 2nd season, I still appreciate, despite criticisms, which I think are valid.
It's the worst one out of the 3. It's not
the strongest. That's for sure.
It's still good though. It's just the worst one out of the 3.
It was a slower burn getting things rolling, I feel. Oh shit. My mic again. Drunk.
You okay?
Anyway, I'm good. But yeah, season 3 is a freaking crazy series. It just took things to another level. Is it time?
I mean, I'm done with mine. Well, I have the tiny bit left to compare.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's right. Oh, good call. Smart man. Tell the people what we're drinking.
This one was actually selected by myself, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
That was you.
I'm already that drunk. I don't remember. It's called Conehead. It's a hazy double IPA. This is gonna probably be my first hazy double.
Show the people the can as we're talking, but Like, give them a nice little turn, like a new car. But
brand new pre-owned, baby.
It's a cool little design. It's kind of neat, almost digital camo-esque. But
it's not as good as the second can.
Oh, well, it's hard to beat this. I mean, the first can had a great design to it. Again, these will be in strong HD in the future when we can do this together in person, which I look forward to. It's just going to be a lot more of AJ and John touching each other quite
basically.
Yeah.
We're probably going to have to put a parental advisory, if not for the language this.
Whenever you're going out to eat right now or to pick up takeout and there's plexiglass shields between you and the cashier, we're going to have that between us. Even after quarantine,
still gonna be wrong.
We'll make one small hole wide enough for our arms to fit through. Just I can go ahead.
I started watching a show called Davey. I think it's featuring Little Dicky.
Oh wow!
You heard of it? It's an FX show.
Okay.
And his girlfriend asked him what is like the weirdest porn you were into, and he said milking.
Oh!
And when you said that, that totally reminded me of that scene.
Just to hold the plexiglass wide enough for me to milk you. That's all. A little bit of that lactation. Just a little bit.
Or a lot. All right, let's open this one up.
All right, let's glug.
Let's hear the...
Oh, that one splurted all over the place, actually.
Yeah, all over me, too.
Ooh. That was a lot of foam. Pardon me. A lot of head. All right, are you ready for a real drink?
Hold on.
Pouring? Pardon me.
I pour a little bit just in the glass because of the foam.
No, yeah, good man.
All right.
The scientist. Ready? Cheers.
Let's do it. Cheers.
Huh. Maybe because mine's a little warm now. Unfortunately. I will have an ice chest in my room every time now.
All the time.
I might just splurge on the mini fridge this time.
I think that's what I'm going to use. You should too.
I need to. It's the only thing is I'm worried about is that the room I'm in doesn't have true air conditioning, so I'm afraid it's going to make the room hot, unnecessarily hot, just because it's running. I understand it's counterintuitive. Fridge should make things cooler, but the energy it takes to make things cool inside of the fridge is what's going to promote heat.
Most fridges are like energy efficient, so I don't think you're going to feel that heat.
Maybe if I go to
and it's a mini fridge, man.
A true electronics store, like sponsorship by Best Buy, then maybe I'll be able to find a techie fridge like that. But when I went to Target, from what I noticed, it didn't seem like they were promoting energy efficiency. But who knows? I have to be honest though, sir. I know you said you wanted to punish me, but I gotta.
Nah, you gotta hold it in. You gotta do it.
Squirrel bladder is hurting. It's distracting.
It can't be that bad. You peed right before.
I know, but then I drank water right after. I wanted to be hydrated enough to be able to not get too intoxicated, to be able to carry on the show, but also it's hurting.
Don't kill the momentum, AJ.
You're right. All right, I'll try my best. There will be episodes. Wait till the honeymoon phase is over. I'm going to be running.
And then you're going to run off.
Yep. The power of editing,
I won't allow it. If it's if you and I are in person, I won't allow it. You're going to have to tackle me down. All right. This is actually very interesting. You ready?
Yeah, please.
This is the Love Peace Hazy IPA.
The second one we had. Whoa.
This one is so much more clear. I don't know if you can see. Look at. Do you see that?
It is clear, but from what I'm seeing, it's also darker in shade.
Yes.
So it's interesting because at least when you're comparing those two, the Peace, Love, and Hazy looks similar to what the first one did in comparison to the Peace, Love, and Hazy. Kind of cool.
Yeah, I wonder if it's because it's a double IPA, if that's why we get more of the clearness to it.
Right? I mean, to those of you who are more aficionados to beer than we are, let us know in the comments. Tweet at us. Let us know, because I would be interested to find out what those reasons are exactly. Because again, I mean, we are, excuse me. We are definitely, if I could classify us as anything, we are appreciators of good beer. But
agreed.
Are we experts?
Not at all.
Armchairly speaking, I guess. That's about it. Experts is such a strong word. But appreciators.
I'm more along the lines of a poser.
At least you admit it. That's okay. But You could tell that the time of day from the time we started to now, the sun has gone down, and you can still see me, but it's not bright outside anymore.
If anything, I can see your face a lot more though.
Oh, that's good. There's less J.J. Abrams lens flare or what?
Exactly. Get that gray shit off of that. Okay. Please. I'm gonna ask you the question now.
I look forward to it. Wait. Let me take one more drink. Think about it.
A big gulp. Big gulp. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
First describe the beer to me. What are you tasting?
Ooh. Okay. I'm tasting a little spice to it. That's the first word that comes. A little peppery. A little spice. A little roundness and flavor, but not citrusy like the first one. Like even less citrusy than the second. And round. I'm not getting haziness at all.
Exactly.
It tastes like an IPA, but like something spiced. Can you hear my dog barking in the background? Pardon me.
Tiny bit.
Should I shut my door?
Nah, it's like in the distance.
Okay. Pardon for headphone listeners, but it shouldn't be that overbearing anyway. Okay. But anyway, that's what I'm getting right now. It's a little round. It's a little full, but not actually, I don't even know if I would call it full. Yeah, for me, full means it's like, like it's a punishment to drink, but in a good way. But it's very rounded.
I think it's a perfect balance between IPA and I'm personally getting just a slight, tiny bit of the citrus to it.
Okay.
And I think and honestly, I think it's really good.
Nice.
And I wonder if it has to do with the fact that it's a double.
I wouldn't doubt because
it's more hops, right?
Yes, I would imagine more hops have to come into play to make it become a double at that point. Again, we're not experts, but educate us for all you will. But please. I enjoy the mystery as well. I enjoy the theoretical part of just enjoying and tasting beer, which is nice. Oh, okay. Oh, good call. I will do the same, sir.
You have a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This actually, in comparison, is not as bad. It's not that bad.
I'm talking about this one?
No, yeah. When you compare it to these two, I don't feel like it's that big of a difference.
No, yeah, they're very similar in flavor, for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm getting a little more spice out of this one, though. Most definitely. I'm enjoying this.
I hear the ghost going inside. I agree.
Yeah,
I'm getting more of an aftertaste on the Conehead.
Yes, I would go with that. I keep saying it, but it's like a pepperiness coming to it all, a little bit of a spice. It's like tingling in my tongue.
I think that's the aftertaste that I'm getting.
Oh, okay, I'm getting it initially. Like that's the first thing I'm sensing personally. But that's just me.
Nah, it's after.
Oh, okay. I respect that. It hits you in the back of the tongue.
Yeah.
For me, it's in the front of the tongue, I think. Gotcha.
Full disclaimer, I burned the shit out of my tongue with the broccoli right after the ST Geek pod because we recorded beforehand.
Yeah.
And we had like a brief 15-minute gap in between. Mm-hmm. And I microwaved myself some broccoli, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I did it with the bushy side.
Oh, shit.
Let me say this. That bushy side covers a lot of tongue. Because there's a big chunk of tongue burned right now.
You are not the same anymore.
I feel like I'm tasting broccoli. I'm pretending like I know what I'm doing.
Already affecting the palate. Everything you said, I question now.
The first beer might be the best one. So I'm asking you now.
Please. Oh, yeah.
On a more recent podcast that we recorded on ST Geek, I thought this would be a great question to ask you now.
Okay.
Not including Anchorman 2, because that's the easy one. What movies do you think were better drunk? Or what movies did you see drunk you thought were amazing and were ass-tastic when you watched it sober? Mine will be Anchorman 2. Even though I said don't include it.
No. Great question. To be honest with you, though, this is really...
you sound very far from your mic.
Oh, I am, actually. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. Thank you. I meant to ask you earlier. Whenever I do sound far away, please...
That was the only time you actually sounded very far.
That's good. Yeah, I was right up against the camera. But anyway, that's a great question because, honestly, I feel like I am much more skeptical... I can't speak anymore.
You got this.
Skeptical of a film or anything
8.5% alcohol.
When it's hitting you now. Good luck with the answer. But a psychedelic podcast. We're not going to drop acid for every episode. Jesus. Anyway, for me, I am much more skeptical of a film more often when I am under the influence of alcohol, as opposed to when I'm sober. I feel like I get into the universe a little bit more. For whatever reason, at least when I was younger, like when I was like in my early 20s and I would drink before a movie, it would make me more skeptical. It really would. And so I wouldn't appreciate things, or I wouldn't buy into the universe as easily back then. So that said, it's kind of hard for me to answer this. But
I'm joining you on that. Yep.
I don't know. I know if I have to give any sort of comparison, which it's not completely valid either. So John and I went out to see this, at least in my opinion, a tight ass, hype ass anime movie called Promare, made by Trigger Studio or Studio Trigger. They make stuff like Kill la Kill, Gurren Lagann. They're responsible. Lagann. The GOAT of anime, Gurren Lagann.
Spoilers. I'm going to recommend that one for SD Geek.
Oh, I love you so hard for that.
The movie. We have to review movies,
okay.
So.
Fair. But what if we get like, okay, hear me out real quick. We're talking SD Geek right now for the wrong podcast, but hear me out. What if we just say this? Like, okay, cool. Two weeks from now, finish this anime. 3 weeks from now, we'll review this
movie. I'm hoping the movie's going to do to Peter what it did to me.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Because remember, I watched the movies first.
Yes, you did, which I respect you for.
Well, the reason I watched them, I'm sorry, was because you told me there were movies that summarize both seasons,
and I was,
and I didn't, and I felt like I didn't have the time.
Okay.
So watching the movies definitely pushed me towards, okay, I'm gonna make time to watch these 50 episodes.
What gets me and why I respect you as an anime fan so much is that you watch the movie. You knew the huge story beats that anime takes, taking top of Gurren Lagann, that is, or for short, Gurren Lagann. Back in like that anime launched back in like 2008, but it still holds up extremely well.
100%.
I can't wait to own the Blu-ray one day. But anyway, you knew the major story beats after watching the 2 3-hour-long movies that go into that summarize the anime.
Yep.
And yet you still felt compelled to watch the full anime. Like I think I fell in love with you hard at that point.
You already were in love with me, but I get it.
But harder, you know what I mean? Like I was like, okay, this guy's, I hate him, but he's real. He's real.
I am. I'm the most real person you'll ever meet.
Damn. Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. You're pretty straightforward in a good way.
In a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I really hope.
Definitely be.
Here we go. I'm going to put this on you now.
Oh.
Because you did it to me. You recommended it. And I actually went on my way to do it.
Si, senor.
Watch the first 2 movies of Code Geass. There's 3, and I'm only asking you to watch 2.
What's the third one?
I believe they turned them into 3 movies instead of 2.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Because, well, I know that there's like there's a Code Geass and then Code Geass Lelouch's Rebellion or something like that.
That's the actual show.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's season 1 and then season 2.
So,
but they I'm pretty sure they made movies out of them.
I wouldn't doubt.
Like the way they did with Gurren Lagann, and they made 3 movies opposed to 2.
They kind of just condense it into like a movie format.
Which I'm okay with.
I can see that.
There's a lot going on in that one.
I mean,
opposed to Gurren Lagann, which is still second favorite anime.
Oh,
well, this is what I always say.
You're not insulting me.
I'm a 90s kid.
Yeah, same here.
Dragon Ball will always be God.
Oh, no, of course.
Period.
I mean, I almost don't consider that anime how much I appreciate it. I mean, maybe that's sending the wrong message. It's just it's a classic anime.
Okay,
that's all.
Here we go. I'm gonna school you for 2 seconds. The manga was created before you were born. The manga.
Oh, I know that for sure.
It's anime, my friend.
You're right.
It's the first anime that came to the West. That and Sailor Moon that show that sort of thing, influenced people to watch more anime
outside of Japan.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon, like Digimon, like Sailor Moon, like you said. I mean,
by the way, bigger Digimon fan.
Oh, I respect that. Absolutely. Digimon's tight. And by the way, well, actually, no, your Switch is modded. Sorry, Nintendo. If you want to sponsor us, please sponsor us anyway.
Thanks, bro.
I'm gonna out you real quick. This man is a Switch hacker, and he downloads any game he wants. I respect that a lot.
Joke's on you. I'm not smart enough to do that shit. My brother did it. My 16-year-old brother. 17-year-old now, but 16 when he hacked it.
Even more impressive. All come at him. But anyway, no, I look forward to you suggesting that. I can't wait till you suggest that.
I might just change my mind and do Code Geass.
I'll do that too. I'll do that too.
Because there was a movie that came out in 2019.
How about this, John? How about this?
What's it?
I'll give you two options, both of which are viable.
Wait, you're giving me options on the day I gotta pick something?
Well, for future reference, how about this? What if we decided to review Code Geass together, or just talk about it on this podcast after I watch it, or you save it for another SD Geek podcast episode as well?
Either way, I'm going to recommend Gurren Lagann
first. Why is that?
The first movie.
Well, both.
Movies. I think
only the first or the second. I mean, you can't finish the story without watching the second.
Well, I don't want to push it either. I mean, if we're only doing movies, I mean, I can do movie 1 and 2. I know you and I will be. I guess you and I on board will make Peter be on board on it. So, the other person on our podcast. Well, hashtag replace Peter with the broom.
SD Geek listeners will know what that's about. But what I'm saying is for Gurren Lagann in particular, I feel like you wouldn't. I mean, for out of Peter's observation, he won't be able to really appreciate the anime unless he watches both movies. If he only watches the first one, I mean, he's only going to get half the story.
I think after watching the first one, he will watch the second one.
I'm hoping so. I hope he feels compelled enough to do so.
I think he would, but also at the same time, he's known us for years. He knows how much we've loved it. So I feel like that's more of a reason for him not to watch
it. But I think he appreciates your and our friendship between the two of us, though.
Are you saying he's jealous?
No. I'm just saying that he would want to be in on that too.
You're saying he's jealous. He's not, but you're saying he is.
No.
Peter don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying he would want to be in on that too. That's all.
I hope he jumps on it. Yeah.
I hope so too. That anime is awesome. Go ahead, please.
On a scale to 1 to drunk, how drunk are you?
Solid 8. Solid 8. It happened, guys. This is going to be the reason why we can't do this podcast as often as I want to. I want this to be a weekly podcast. I plan for it to be, sir. I don't know if you're okay with that, but I really think it should be. But it's going to do a fuckload to our liver. It's going to do a fuckload to our beer belly.
Oh my God.
I'm trying, but if anything, if I may say this, I've thought about it over the past month of us talking about doing this thing, and that I feel like it'll be a good excuse for us to get in good shape. That way we can work off all the fucking beer and whiskey and wine we're about to consume. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So agreed. Why the fuck not?
That's exactly why I won't do more than 1 a week.
Oh, you want to try more?
No, I won't do more than 1 a week.
It's going to be
maybe 4 a week.
Jeez. Let's be reasonable.
Depending. I mean, you never know.
Well, think of it this way. Consider this. So for SD Geek, it's a little easier for us to be able to like, hey, you know what? We're going to be gone for a while. Let's record stuff in advance. Even though that's already kind of a challenge, we can kind of still pull it off because what's an hour and a half to 3 hours, setting aside to watch a movie or play a video game or whatever, read a comic run. But for this, recording multiple episodes to keep us like available week after week while we're gone, that's going to be a mission.
I don't agree with you on that.
Why is that?
Here's why. Because we only have to work with 2 people's schedules and not 3.
That's true. That's
true.
So
it's a little easier to align it.
True.
That's
the
all
only
I'm
thing
saying.
is if this podcast is driven by us drinking alcohol, we can only do that at certain moments of a day or per week. You know what I mean?
But let's say there's 3 of us. You and I might be free Tuesday night, but the third person might not be free Tuesday night.
True.
So then we have to adjust a different day.
It's one last variable, Peter.
Exactly. Hashtag replace with the beard. Not beard, broom. You know what? Hashtag replace with the beard.
A beard with a broom with a beard, if you will.
Broom with the beard.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't all brooms have a beard though?
Yeah, they have the bristles. You're right.
Okay, yeah.
They got the we got cabbages and kings walrus thing going on.
Actually, kind of look like the bad guy from Pirates of the Caribbean. But...
Davy Jones.
David
Jones Locker. Do you not fear death? Something like that. I love that character, actually. That character is like one of my favorites in the series.
Have you ever seen the ride they have in China? The Pirates of the Caribbean ride?
I watched that recently on YouTube. That is sick as fuck. I can't wait to ride it.
Crazy. Yeah, we're going to get it eventually. In the next 15 years, we will see that ride.
It is... Okay, so I saw it on YouTube recently. Or I saw the thumbnail and the title. And I was like, well, I mean... whatever, I'm sure it's fine. But then I watched it. Holy fucking shit.
So different.
I have to remember to put that in the description, like put the link for that episode in the description, because holy crap, drink some beers, watch this video. I hate to overhype anything because I don't want to disappoint anybody, but it's a ride everyone deserves to ride.
This is what I'll say. It's a refreshed take on an old theme.
I mean, it's a refreshed take on roller coasters or theme park rides in general.
They're not the first ones to do it.
But like the CGI is pretty fucking tight.
Okay, I will say there must be two different spots on that ride where, it's like, holy shit.
Where like, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
360, yes. And it's crazy. But, I mean, have you done the Transformers 3D at Universal Studios?
I think that's even 4D, really, to be technical with you. I've been wanting to ride that, but I have not. And I've heard Simpsons 4D is good, too.
I have actually done both of those.
Oh, please, talk to me. Probably I haven't done Kong. I haven't done Kong either.
Yeah, I did all of that because, I mean...
You've done Kong, too?
When was the last time they updated that?
I don't know. I mean, it might all be the same theater, or is it all different rides?
You're talking about the 4D?
Yeah.
Kong? Oh, yeah.
Kong,
I did 4D, all of that when I was
Simpsons, Transformers.
I had the annual pass when I was like 21, and that's when all of that opened up.
Yeah.
And I remember doing that Transformer ride where it's like full on. You're in a car and you're going through just an entire attraction that's 3D/4D.
Yeah,
and you're in a car that's swerving 360 degrees constantly.
Holy shit!
And it's just jolting back and forth.
That's awesome.
So.
Dude.
I don't think they're the first ones to do it with the Pirates of the Caribbean, but I do think they refined it. Because there are certain things that I had never seen
before. Like, dude, like the way that the Kraken swam underwater, I was like,
that's
holy shit.
And then these screens are who knows how long they are. They're like IMAX size.
Yeah. No, seriously. They're probably IMAX-esque screens, and they probably bend.
You have to look up.
I'm sure they curved so that way they continue the immersion. Yeah, it's freaking tight.
Never seen anything like that before.
See, the cool thing about this ride is that we were able to get an essence of that effect from our TV screens. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, that's how effective it is, to where you don't even have to ride the ride, and you can already tell, like, this is something important.
Oh, and here's another great example. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if you've seen the videos, but of the new Star Wars ride that opened up.
Oh, after Smuggler's Run? Or are you talking about Smuggler's Run?
Is that the one when they're in the actual ship? Not that one.
Oh, I haven't. Well, the Smuggler's Run, it's 3 different positions. Your engineer, pilot,
it's not that one.
Gunner. Oh,
this one opened up like months. This was probably open when you were at Disneyland. To be honest,
it was not, because the only ride that was open was that. It was not. We went there late October, so months before quarantine happened. I promise you, that was the only ride available. You're right. I was telling Sin at the time. Man. I can't.
This opened up a long time ago because I remember Yvonne and I went to.
You're talking about the Star Tour. That's what you're talking about.
Not Star Tour. No, you full of
Star
shit.
Tours is tight, though.
AJ, my mom worked at Disneyland. Remember that. I was there a lot more than you were. So it was this year Yvonne and I went for sure.
Okay.
So it must have been not
2020. Not 2020. Not 2020.
2019, I'm pretty sure it was open.
That was the last time I went. And before that was years.
And I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure it was open when you went.
We explored every corner of that land.
Well, here's the
of
thing.
fucking Galaxy's Edge,
Here's
which
the
is
thing.
awesome, by the way.
And I hate to say this to you. It seems like the first thing was you probably didn't know it was a thing. I was going to say you weren't educated on it.
No, I was telling Sin about it when we were there. This ride's coming, but it's not here quite yet. I'm telling you, we searched every corner of that park.
Then maybe I did go this year and I just don't remember.
Go on, continue though. Please talk to me.
Because the last
what's up?
I'm trying to think about the last time I went there, but I'm pretty sure when I went, that you had to be there in advance to get tickets to even wait in a line. Like they had already given out all the tickets, and I hadn't gone there at like noon.
Okay.
So, but you know what ride I'm talking about?
I'm thinking of a Smuggler's Run, but beyond that, there was supposed to be another. There was supposed to be another one, but I feel like that never got released, or I thought it never did.
It did. That I know for sure.
Okay. Cool. Well, go on, please continue.
That one is another great example of holy shit.
Really?
I think it's called Rise of the Resistance.
Yes, thank you. No, that sounds perfectly right. Yeah, that sounds very correct.
And there's videos from December 9th, 2019 of the actual ride.
Holy shit.
And that is another one of those ones where it's like, wow, they took this to a brand new level.
And you rode that ride?
Nope.
Oh shit.
Nope. Really? This was a ride that I feel they knew was going to blow up the park because everything was blocked out. Because my girlfriend and I would go in with my mother's pass, or she worked there, so she was able to get us in. And it was like 2 solid months of can't get in. Sorry.
Yeah. I remember you had the inn in the beginning, kind of.
Oh yeah, I mean, in the last 2 years, I've been to Disneyland like a good 6 or 7 times.
All right, I'm sorry, sir. I gotta go. I'll be right back.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm
Don't do it.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, you bad man. Well, AJ left. I'm pretty sure he's peeing in the backyard. I think I can hear him going, oh yeah. So, classic AJ. He loves to get drunk or buzzed. Either way, doesn't matter. And he'll pee. And he will pee anywhere. So, just know that AJ has most likely peed in your bushes or your backyard or your poor, poor innocent dog if they were guarding the backyard. And that's the reason that dog doesn't guard the way it does. But AJ will do it. Trust me.
Hello.
Hey AJ. I didn't say anything. I hope you don't watch all of this because I didn't say anything about you.
Oh, I'm gonna. I have to do it. I'm sorry. I was gonna die. It was either that or liquid all over the computer.
Justifies the point I was making.
You guys will find out in the final edit, I suppose.
Yeah, you'll keep it. I know you. You'll keep it.
Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that Rise of the Resistance was located in Star Wars Galaxy Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Interesting. But yeah, I don't think it was available at the time when I went. I mean, I don't know if I can Google the release date, but yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you, but I definitely feel like it was July of last year.
Really?
Yeah.
It's possible. It's certainly possible. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you're right. July 11th, 2019.
Oh, hold that shit, son.
So you're saying I had the chance to write it, but I didn't?
No, you didn't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're
saying I had the chance, but I didn't write it.
No. I'm saying even though you went, you didn't have a chance.
Why?
Because these were like pre-reserved seats for months.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Everybody who stayed at a Disneyland hotel got a guaranteed ticket.
Oh, wow.
And then anything after that went to like a line of people who showed up beforehand, before they got into the actual park.
Oh, shit. Crazy.
Because that's how popular that ride was. And I want to say one of the biggest reasons why it was so popular, and I might be wrong, so somebody correct me if I am. I'm pretty sure that ride came out at Disney World first.
I wouldn't doubt. They
So
get the
people
great
saw
stuff.
how great it was at Disney World, and they were like, "Holy shit, I need to write this because it looks like a fun one."
I can't wait. I really can't wait. Apparently, there's talks of Disney World reopening anyway, though.
Well, I mean, it's in Florida,
True, but I mean,
the worst
still.
state to live in, but
Shit.
one of the worst states.
Shout out to Florida. But yeah, I mean, when we went there though, even Oga's Cantina, we couldn't get into. Like you had to have a reservation in advance.
Oh yeah, you went during the pack day. I got the blue milk.
I got the blue milk too.
The actual cantina.
Yeah, the actual cantina. I tried. We got in line. The lady said, actually, I mean, this is the first time Disneyland I ever experienced like rudeness from an employee. But they're like, "Oh yeah, no, you have no chance of getting in. You might as well get out of line and just leave now." I was like, "Sorry."
Oh wow, I probably wouldn't word it like that.
That's how she did.
You can get the same message across without saying like,
right.
The line looks like it's going to be here for a good 9 hours.
Right.
I would personally recommend that you enjoy some of our other.
Exactly.
And I don't even work there.
Right. But you can easily just think of that. I mean, granted, maybe she had a long day. It's hot out.
Everybody has a long day. I don't want to hear that shit.
True.
Don't be rude.
True.
Don't be rude. There's
I've
no
worked
reason
in
to
customer
be rude.
service for the majority of my life nowadays. So I feel you. You're right. We both have.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Fuck yeah. Oh my God. 100%. We both worked at Target. I met you at Target.
That's true.
We became friends at Target.
Of our friendship. Yes. How you doing on your beer?
This is what I have left.
A lot.
Are you calling me a bitch?
I'm calling you. I'm right here.
Do you know that for sure?
I'm less than. I promise you.
I can't trust you, AJ.
All right, listen closely with your earphones. Hear this.
I can't hear anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jinx, you owe me a blowjob, my friend.
Consider it done. There it is.
Not this time. Close.
It was close.
Oh, why are you staring at me?
Oh, I just wanted to see when I can. Okay, cuddle the balls. There you go. Don't rush it. Don't rush it.
How long have we been recording for?
I was going to say, this has gone on longer than we expected to anyway. Not bad.
An hour?
So, probably about that, yeah. I told myself I'd look at my watch, but I didn't. But yeah, like an hour. Hour-ish. We'll find out in the final edit, though. I might edit around some things real quick. We'll see.
Well, let's see how it turns out.
All right. But any parting words you want to say to the boys and girls that are watching?
I'm intoxicated.
As am I.
Don't drink and drive, people. Don't be dumb.
Definitely not. Don't swerve after watching the other guys.
Support your microbreweries.
True.
100%. They make the best beers you will ever think about.
Probably.
Ever. And AJ, super quick story.
Please.
Somebody I know.
I don't have to end it right now. I was just throwing it out there.
Somebody I know.
Oh, I can hear you good.
He's only like 22 years old, 23. No, I think he's 22. Like he recently turned 22.
Cool.
And he's only had Modelo's and Coronas, which there's nothing wrong with that.
They're a decent beer.
I don't think anything's wrong with that. I might joke, I might kid, but my issue is it's bad when you're not willing to expand. I'm drunk.
Yes. No. You're right, though. You're right.
But
I agree.
There's nothing that annoys me more than I tried this one IPA. I don't like IPAs.
Yes.
So I'm drinking my Coronas.
Yes.
No, there are so many different types. A good example is Corona. To me, I prefer Coronas. This is just the example. Coronas are the same as Bud Light, as the same as Miller Lite. Like they're all very light, clear beers that aren't very strong. You can drink 20 of them and then you start feeling really good.
It's probably yellow food coloring in there.
Yeah, I would not doubt it. But try different IPAs, try different stouts.
Amen.
And
preach.
I am not a fibber because I do hate stouts. But I can say I've had more than enough stouts in my life to say that I just don't like it.
To inform your opinion.
Yeah, and I can say that I at least have 4 stouts a year. Different types.
Pretty good,
I've had
though.
some pretty expensive ones. I'll get the name of it, but I bought my dad a $36 bottle of stout, and
For
it's
one
like
bottle,
honey,
that's above mainstream easily.
and it's like honey barreled 4-year-old stout that was
Mhm.
aged in a barrel that was used for whiskey.
Sure.
I get it. It's fancy. I get it. It tastes good. It's just not for me.
Mhm.
So my final words are: keep your mind open to everything, not only alcohol, and be safe.
Amen. Amen. And on that note, if I may add, real quick.
No, I made a good point. Cutting you off. Done.
Closing thought. Done.
Face. No, I'm playing. Go ahead.
Don't Super Smash Bros. Me. Anyone that has played Super Smash Brothers with John knows what I'm talking about. This. But anyway, that's an inside joke. Pardon me. But anyway, I will have to say though, one thing we probably should have said off the top of this episode, which I'm glad you brought up though now, was that get ready for a variety of beer. We might be partial to IPAs, like traditional strong ass IPAs. We're talking 10% and up if we can get our hands on it, but it's rare nowadays, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you for the mime. Continue. But anyway, we have a stout episode in the pipeline.
Yeah,
we have
do.
the beers purchased for it. It's going to happen. If you
my
have
body's
other
not ready
types of
for it.
beers, all types of brews, no matter the liquor, no matter the beer, let us know which ones we should try, if they're of quality or if they're the piss beers that you're used to. If it's a Coors Light, we want to taste it. We want to know what you guys want us to watch, what you guys want us to drink, because I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be a good challenge, because one thing John and I have said is that this podcast will be a challenge and it'll be an expansion of our palates.
100%.
Which is the important thing. I look forward to this. I look forward to every cringe we have with every gross glug, and I look forward to every refreshing sip we have with something amazing. I can't wait. Which is why I'm saying, like, I can't wait till we get to be in person, because then we can vibe off each other even better. Like, we can be like, we'll look each other in the eye and be like, nah, this ain't the one, chief.
Yeah. So before we close off,
continue.
Give me your final of the three. Did you
Mm.
love all three? Did you hate a specific one? Would you drink all three again?
I barely just finished the last one. The others, I have a good glug of each left.
You didn't finish the other ones?
No, not yet. I still have a glug of each.
And you call me a motherfucking bitch, AJ.
I don't know if I use that verbiage.
I'm gonna cut you. My cans are empty.
Let me finish this one, and I'll finish the other one after.
But cheers. You're done with the third can?
Oh, yeah, I finished that one.
Cheers.
Taking a step back. Cheers.
So, first beer. Which one again, Adrian?
Good question. It's a little dark. Can you read it for me, please?
Oh, I couldn't even try to pronounce that for you.
I can't wait to hear you try.
Rofuish West. Picnic Lightning.
Picnic Lightning, I believe, is the name of the beer. The first thing you said was the name of the brewery, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Yes.
How'd you like it?
I'm about to finish it. I'm about to finish it right now.
Tell me right now. Finish it. Tell me. Live reaction. Here we go. Bro, you're taking forever. You're still drinking that? Oh, my God.
Oh, there was more left of that one than the rest of it.
Look at your face. Pass. Don't buy it. Pass.
Only because it got a little warm. Again,
if you drank
let me know if the audio is a little off for me.
No, it's perfect. I'd let you know. If you drank a warm Alder, you would not say this is warm. It's not good.
I would say it's warm. I would know the difference between a cold Elder.
But you would not say the taste went away.
Any warm beer is not good, in my mind.
Good idea for an episode.
Ooh.
Warm
shout out.
Belly room temperature beers.
Beer Belly Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Let us know what beers we should have that are warm, that are either completely delicious warm or are better left cold, but we'll drink them warm anyway for you.
You fuck our days up because you requested it. Fuck my day up. Request it.
Good. The Patreon's starting, so therefore you can even tip us for it then. That would be appreciated. Thank you. But okay, I will say this. My opinion. Final vote. You're cool with it? Okay.
From the three, what is your champion?
I will say the most exotic flavor out of the three of them is the first one. The lightest of the three. I'm surprised.
I think it's just the most classical hazy IPA taste, to be honest.
I think it's the first one. It tastes more hazy than the rest of them.
Yep, agreed.
I get the citrus. I get the hazy flavor. I can't wait.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but in my opinion, I think the haziness fades away as the content goes.
Yes, right? I would agree with that. Oh, thank you. My dad just dropped me off In-N-Out Burger.
Jealous.
This episode brought to you by In-N-Out Burger.
I got 20 minutes on my fast, so let's do this really quick. Let's end this.
You had your carbs, but eat your dinner. Okay. Yeah. What was your next question? I'm sorry. Or do you? I
don't remember. I'm drunk.
Yeah, definitely. We devolve throughout the course of these episodes. We got to get used to that. Devolution spray. But anyway, I'm sorry. Favorite, first one.
Let me finish. So I was just basically saying, as the alcohol content went higher, the haziness of the beers kind of diminished.
I do remember you saying that, and I completely fucking agree. Could not agree enough.
Yeah.
The swearing probably goes up the further along the episode goes too, now that I think about it.
Yep, 100%.
But no, I totally agree with that observation. Good point. But I will say this: the Gold Rail bar I mentioned, that's in I already forgot the city. Revert back to the beginning of the episode. The double A hazy IPA I had from there, it retained, I should say, the haziness. Every glass I had, it was delicious. I can still see your mouth and stuff.
Agreed. I don't know what you said, but
I was going to say, you can't agree with what I said because you weren't there. but in this regard, look back at the edit. But I would say in this regard, in regards to this episode, the stronger the percentage, the less the haziness was there.
Agreed.
Sure.
So my favorite was the third because it tasted the least like a hazy IPA. Hazy IPA, the classic hazy IPA is just not for me. I personally get a cream taste to it.
Interesting.
That's the best way I can
describe
describe
Julius, right? Like
it just feels a little thicker. And I mean slightly thicker.
What do you call triple IPAs thicker though?
No, I'd call them hoppier.
Ooh, okay, better word for it.
And this is a word I think you usually use towards either chili or like stronger shots.
Okay.
But I think it has more of a bite.
Ooh.
Like you get a hoppy bite to triple IPAs. Those 10.5%, I feel like I'm getting fat.
I'm literally gaining weight as I drink this.
Yeah.
Sure. No, I get you. And on that note, be ready because we have a triple IPA episode coming pretty soon where a triple IPA will be featured and one that we have we've never tried it before. So I can't wait. I cannot wait for that one. That'll be fun. Probably be the next episode, actually, now that I think about it. What do you think, John?
Yeah.
Next episode?
I'm pretty excited about one of the cans we have for the next episode.
Yes.
Something. So get ready for that.
But also be ready because third episode, it ain't going to be IPAs. It's going to be something different. It's going to be a curveball for us, especially for John. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
So be ready. And again, any questions, any topic ideas, any beer ideas or whiskeys, wines, whatever that you want us to try for next episode.
We'll make mixed drinks.
Oh, cocktails?
You want, I mean, realistic ones. Don't give us fake shit. But realistic.
If you made it up and it's delicious, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll do it. Great. But again, that's how can they find us, sir?
At Beer Belly Pod.
At Beer Belly Pod. Yeah.
At gmail.com.
Yep.
Beer Belly Pod at Instagram and Twitter.
And the TikTok is coming, I'm sure.
It's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
The more drunk we get, the more likely we'll have.
By the time this episode airs, our brain cells will have diminished, as will we have gained ourselves a TikTok channel. So that's something, I guess.
Totally fine with it. My liver for views.
Consider a shot. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Glug, glug, glug.